Welcome back to Midday. We have Lisa and Natica joining us, talking about the point-in-time count. First of all, ladies, let me ask you what this is about. This is a coordinated effort with the City of Kamloops. Can you explain a little bit, Lisa, about what the point-in-time count really is?
Yeah, so the point-in-time count is really an initiative that's funded by the federal government, more specifically the Homelessness Partnering Strategy. The City of Kamloops has received the funding for to do the point-in-time count. And the point-in-time count is really just a great way to get a snapshot of a community's homelessness within a 24-hour period, time period. That's where the point-in-time reference stems from. So our count is set to take place beginning of the night, March 27th, and then we will conclude on March 28th.
Why do something like this? Does this really focusing more on giving a snapshot of homelessness in our community? I mean, you think 24-hour period doesn't seem like a long time, but it really does still give an idea, right?
That's right. And really with the 24-hour time period, like we are really trying to only enumerate the minimum number of homeless people on a given day.
Okay.
That in turn, it's a great way to track the progress over the years. So it's the first time that Kamloops is participating in it, in the point-in-time count. And in 2 years, when the point-in-time count is set to take place again, hopefully, if the city is participating again, we will know if our homeless population has gone up, has gone down, has remained the same. That's where the snapshot of it comes in.
That's a really, really neat initiative. Natica, let me ask you, you're the Indigenous Engagement Coordinator. So what is your role in all of this?
So my role is quite small compared to Lisa's, but mine is...
It's still valuable.
Still valuable, yes. So it's known that Indigenous people are overrepresented in the homeless population. So what my job is to do is to bring in the Indigenous content. So I make sure that at our meetings we have, so it's about over 50% Indigenous people are homeless in Kamloops. So at our meetings, we have about 50% in our meetings. We're considering some new initiatives in terms of how the point-in-time count will be conducted and who will lead that. So we have some Indigenous folks that we'd like to lead the project. That's what we're thinking. We're trying to do things differently. So this count has been done before, and it's always been great to have these numbers, but we're just like, how can we do something different? We still don't have the housing that we need, but it's coming. We need to recognize the overrepresentation of Indigenous people. And so Lisa and I have just been talking a lot about how to do this one in a way that's really, truly reflective of the population.
So in this 24-hour period, do you just count people living on the streets? Do you go to shelters? So what's really the focus here?
We'll do both.
Yeah.
So the night of March 27th, we'll visit the shelters in Kamloops, the emergency shelters. And then on March 28th is when we actually physically walk the streets and survey everyone we encounter and tally people yeah, survey everyone.
Are you looking for volunteers?
Yes, we are.
Yes, okay. So what do you need, what would the role of the volunteer be really for this?
So there's a few different roles available. We're looking to recruit approximately 150 volunteers. So the most volunteers will be needed for the day of the count, which is March 28th, starting at 7 a.m., running until approximately 4 p.m. So mainly we're looking for volunteers that can walk the streets, that can survey participants, but there's also a few other roles available leading up to the count. So we need help with preparing survey packages, making sure that every volunteer is set with a clipboard, a pen and paper, a flashlight, things they may need. And then we're also hoping to hand out essential bags for the homeless that we encounter. So we'll need help packing up those bags as well.
The data that you gather from this, will that include age of a person, if they have any sort of an income, or if they don't have income? Is that part of the data that's being surveyed?
That's right, yeah. So the survey consists of 14 core questions that are the same across all the communities. So that's the other part of the point-in-time count is that it's a federal initiative. So there's approximately 60 communities participating in the count. The 14 core questions remain the same across all the communities, but on top of that, on the local level, each community has the opportunity to ask questions that are relevant to their community. So for example, one of the important questions for us Kamloopsians was to know if we did experience higher levels of homelessness due to the wildfires that we had last year.
Right, yes, good point.
Yeah, so that's something that we're really interested in, and so that data will then be, the 14 core questions will be reported to the federal government, and the remaining questions that we included in the survey will remain within the community.
Wonderful. Well, this is a fantastic effort to really figure out where we stand when it comes to homelessness in our city. So thank you, ladies, for joining us. We're out of time, but if you want to find out some more information, please visit their Twitter account, Facebook account, and then how can you become a volunteer? Just get a hold of you. Yeah.
The easiest way is through Facebook. Okay. Everyone Counts Kamloops. There's a volunteer sign up. Or you can email us at pitcount.kamloops@gmail.com. Or visit the City of Kamloops website at kamloops.ca/pitcount.
All the information on the screen. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back after a break. Stay with us on Midday.